Welcome to NWAC Library's Introduction to Citations. I'm Joel Tanyan, a librarian here at Northwest Arkansas Community College. In this tutorial, I will explain what citations are, why you should use them, and when you should use them. I will also explain the difference between in-text citations and a list of works cited, and identify the three most common citation styles used here at Northwest Arkansas Community College: MLA, APA, and Chicago style. In later tutorials, I will explain exactly how to format citations according to these styles. Let's begin by first discussing what citations are. Citations are references to sources of information. They are a way to document a book, article, website, or any source of information used during research. Citations tell your audience where you got your information so that they can verify the information for themselves. Students and researchers at colleges and universities are expected to use citations to document their research. Your instructors will ask you to use them in research papers, persuasive speeches, and other college-level assignments that require research. Whether we realize it or not, we use citations not only in school, but also in our everyday lives. Imagine it's a cold, wintry day in February, and you're sitting in class looking out the window. You sigh and say, "I'm so tired of the cold weather." One of your classmates turns to you and says, "Good news! It's supposed to be sunny and 70 degrees tomorrow." You ask your classmate, somewhat skeptically, "Where did you hear that?" Your classmate responds, "On the evening news." Although you might not realize it, you've just asked your classmate for a citation, the source of their information. The citation your classmate provided helps you determine whether or not the information is credible. You might be more inclined to believe your classmate knowing they got their information from a news broadcast. The citation also lets you verify your classmate's information. Knowing that your classmate got the information from the evening news, you can tune into the next news broadcast and double-check the information to see if it's accurate. So why should you use citations in your academic writing here at NWAC? Well, the most obvious reason, and the one you're probably most familiar with, is to avoid plagiarism. Plagiarism occurs when you misrepresent someone else's words or ideas as your own. Students often inadvertently commit plagiarism simply by forgetting to include a citation. A student may find a great quotation in a book that supports her argument, include the quotation in her paper, but forget to include a citation to show where the quotation came from. Whether she intended to or not, this student has committed plagiarism. However, plagiarism isn't the only reason you should use citations. Explaining where you got your information from is also a courtesy to your reader. Someone reading your paper might want to verify your sources, or they may simply be interested in the topic and want to read your sources to learn more about it. Finally, including citations is a good way of establishing your authority on a topic. Citations indicate to your reader that you've researched the topic and are informed about it. If someone includes facts and statistics in a paper, but doesn't tell you where the information came from, you'll most likely be suspicious of the information and wonder if it's even accurate. When should you include citations in your academic writing? You need to provide a citation whenever you directly quote a source, paraphrase or put another author's ideas into your own words, or any time you mention dates, statistics, or other factual information found in a source. Now that we know what citations are and when we should use them, let's discuss citation styles. A citation style is a set of rules that specify what information should be included in a citation and how the citation should be formatted. These rules are developed by professional organizations and are followed by researchers and students at colleges and universities, as well as in scholarly publications. Several different citation styles exist, each intended for specific fields of study. The three most common citation styles used here at NWAC are MLA style, APA style, and Chicago style. Let's look at each briefly and discuss which classes you're most likely to use them in. MLA style was developed by the Modern Language Association. It's typically used in English classes and other courses in the humanities. The rules for MLA style are published in the MLA Handbook for Writers of Research Papers. APA style was developed by the American Psychological Association. It's typically used in psychology classes and other courses in the behavioral sciences. The rules for APA style are published in the Publication Manual of the American Psychological Association. Finally, Chicago style was developed by the Chicago University Press. It's typically used in history and philosophy classes. The rules for Chicago style are published in the Chicago Manual of Style. Citations typically have two parts, an in-text citation and an entry on a works cited list. In-text citations immediately follow any sentence where you quote or otherwise use information from one of your research sources. This example is of an in-text citation formatted in MLA style. It tells the reader that the quotation, "the steward, and not the owner of his qualities," can be found on page 69 of a source written by someone with the last name Hubler. To find out more about this source, the reader can then turn to the works cited list, locate Hubler in the list, and then find all of the publishing information for the source, including its author, Edward Hubler, the title of the book, where it was published, the name of the publisher, and when it was published. With this information, the reader can locate this book in a library, turn to page 69, and find the sentence being quoted. MLA style requires all of this information to be included when citing a book, in the order presented in the examples. If any of this information were missing, it would be difficult for the reader to track down the source of this quotation. I hope you found this introductory tutorial on citations useful. Stay tuned for additional tutorials on using MLA, APA, and Chicago style. In the meantime, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us. You can call us at 479-619-4244, text us at 479-274-0733, email us at library@nwac.edu, or chat with us at our website.